Hello, this video is going to deal with Google Sites. All right, let's get started. So again, you're going to start off your basic Google homepage. It's legit, just google.com. And you're going to sign in. I'm going to go to Gmail. I'm going to sign in. All right, now I'm signed in. I'm going to go back to my Rubik's Cube that I've mentioned in previous videos, and you're going to notice one of these extensions, one of these apps called Sites. I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to hit Create. I like classic. So I'm going to do the same thing that I did for my Google Classroom page. I'm going to just title it 2008 Miss Fishman's. Oops. (2018, 2019). This is for next year. Then I'm going to hit create. Now, something that I like about Sites, it's very similar to the idea of Google Classroom. Google Classroom is a place for you to post everything, put up any unnecessary information, announcements, and it's a stream like Facebook, like social media, where it's all in one stream. This is more of a, like in the name, a website, a site where there's different pages that you can click on, and it's a little more organized than Google Classroom can be. I use it as a teacher the same way I would use Google Classroom, as a place to put up information for my students to access, as a place to put up homework and assignments and test materials and resources for them to have access to at any given moment. Whether they have their laptop or not, they can access from anywhere else. But it's also a place for me to post. Google Classroom is a place that I can post quizzes and things like that. This is more of a website, and this is more of a way of almost keeping in contact with my students. I can post things on there, and I can take things down and put things up and kind of change it based off of the subject. I use it as a way, a means of information for students and for parents. The parents can get access to the site, and they can see what is going on in the classroom and any information, any upcoming events, any reminders, any field trips or permission slips or anything like that they may have access to. It acts as a legit website, the same way you would access a school's website. As a teacher, we have used this in class as a project where the students had to create a site based off of one specific thing and kind of carry it throughout. So it's really cool to have something that I use all the time and then have my students create something. It's almost like giving them another meaning. All right, so this is when I start my site. This is where I am. I'm on home. I'm on my sitemap. And this just shows that I have one page right now. I just have my home page. All right, so my computer decided to shut down. I had to plug into a new power source. So here we are again. We're going to go to Sites. I'm going to create a site. I'm going to create in New Sites. And this is what your page while you're editing will look like. This is what your site is going to look like. It's very similar to what it will look like when you actually publish it. So let's give this page a title, shall we? Let's do Miss Fishman's 2018 to 2019. Let me drag it out here so the S is down here. Perfect. This is similar to Google Classroom, where you can change the image, you can change the header, you can upload a picture from your computer, or you can just keep it as it is. Let's select an image and see what it may be. I like these Post-it. Now this is all from the actual, just from, like, it's almost like clip art, like a Google thing. You can search your drive, you can search your albums, you can search online. And like I tell the kids, anything that you're not taking that's not from Google and it's not yours, you have to cite. So I am just going to pick one of their images. Why is this so hard? I like a lot of them. You know what? I'm going to keep this post-it note one. Here we go. I'm going to change my header. Oh, I like that. Should I do my header? There's different ways of doing it. Large banner, regular banner, title only. I like the banner. Here we go. So this is the basis of my site. What I use this for, like I've said, I've mentioned in previous videos that I am an in-class support teacher. So my job is a little unique. I am in 4 of the core content classes. I am in the math class, I am in an LA class, I am in science class, I am in geography class, and then I also teach a pull-out resource class. So I tend to have on my classroom, on my site, in my drive, I tend to have a lot of things. And what I like about this is that I can really keep things organized. Classroom, I like because it's one stream, I can tag it and things like that. And I can only publish to certain students, but I like this one a little bit more because it's a little bit easier for students to access. I can make different pages per subject, and if they need help with geography, they can just go right to the geography portion of my page. And it does get confusing because we have a general geography classroom page from the general education teacher, but I always tell students, when in doubt, use Miss Fishman's because I usually give just a little more information. So what I can do here is, this is your main page. I'm going to create different pages for each class. So here I'm going to create my geography page. Done. I'm going to create another one for science. Hit done. I'm going to create one for language arts. I spelled language wrong. Whatever. Language arts. I'm going to add another one for math. So here are my different pages. My home page says up here, my geography. What I like to do is I like to change the image. In my school, we kind of color code things. So geography is blue. Science is green. So let's just pick something green. Language arts is yellow. Let's pick something yellow. Do they have a yellow? They don't have a yellow. That's fine. Let's pick this. And then math is red. For math. So now each of my pages have a different color. Banner. Here. Fix this. Pick this one. Here we go. Go to science. I think I clicked too fast and I didn't let it save. This again is like Drive and Docs and all that. It just automatically saves to your Drive so you don't have to worry about trying to access it later. Google's really great about streamlining everything and making everything really accessible, whether you are at school or not at school. Waiting for this. Language arts, math, science, geography. Here we go. So I already have my page going. I just wanted to show you how you create, how you move things around. You can also, we go back to insert, I can insert things here. Let's insert a text box down here. I'm going to say just a reminder, Monday, June 18th, Tuesday, June 19th, are early dismissals. This is something big, so I'm going to hit that as a title so they know. I want their eyes to be drawn to that. So on my page, this home page tends to be where I put any announcements. I will put my calendar up here to show what I have after school. If we have a faculty meeting, or I have detention, or I'm not available, or sometimes I'm specifically meeting with students for certain projects. Right now, my calendar is relatively blank because it is the last week of school, and I really just want everybody to go home so we can pack up our room. But normally I have detention every Thursday. We have faculty meetings one Wednesday a month. I have department meetings. And then depending on the projects, we just had a big speech for geography coming up or recently, and I was meeting with specific student or on specific days to go over speech tips or listen to speeches. And on my calendar, I put those days that I was doing that. This is also where I had field trip permission slips here in case students lost theirs. We got one in homeroom, but 9 times out of 10, it makes it to the book bag and it never makes it home. So I keep it, I post it here so it's easy access, send a quick email home to the parents. This is going home today, just an FYI. And anything else. I'm also a yearbook advisor, so I will have yearbook announcements on here for students who are part of the yearbook. I make this a public site so anybody can find it. I put it in my Google Classroom. I give it out to students on the first day of school, and I have them star it so they can always access it. And I have parents, I email it to parents. So you can, we inserted a text box. You can just, it's for announcements, it's for whatever you really want. That's the most basic of things. I can upload anything from my computer. I can upload from my drive here. I can upload, now this is my home computer, my Mac, but I can still upload anything. I have my documents and I have my desktop, and we all know how this works. I can also pull things from my drive this way. This way it'll be right here. I can see, so let's say I want to put up, language arts. We just had conjunction and interjection homework last night, and we have a test coming up. So I'm going to insert, I selected it, I highlighted it in blue. I'm going to insert this here. Now students will have access to this. I usually put things like this on my LA page, but I wanted to show you how you upload things very easily from our drive right to here. Now they have access to this study guide. Actually, this is the test, so I'm going to delete that. Let's go to our language arts page, and let's just insert the study guide, the correct thing. Where is it? Here we are. I'm going to insert it here. And here we are. Students have access to this. They can print off of here. They can access it at any time. It was very easy for my drive. You can also upload from YouTube. Let's see if we have conjunction. Here we go. We watch a lot of Schoolhouse Rock grammar in our LA class. It's one of our favorite things to watch. So I'm going to upload this here. Select. Now our school blocks YouTube about 98% of the time. And sometimes the only way we can have them watch anything from YouTube is when they are at home. Unless we get special permission from them. But sometimes we'll just find things to put up there, and they don't always have the opportunity to do it. All right, so we have our video uploaded here. There's another way that we can upload it. We can also embed the link here. So I have Schoolhouse Rock pulled up via YouTube, and you get shareable link, copy, paste, insert. So there's two ways of doing it. You can go right from YouTube. You can embed the link. Embedding the link is also really good for putting up articles, current events, TeacherTube, anything like that. YouTube, this is very direct. These are for things that you probably could not access on YouTube. So I did that two ways. I'm going to get rid of this. Here we go. So let's pretend that this is all said and done. I have my homepage, geography, science, language arts, whatever. I can hit publish. Now, publish is not the end all, be all. You can hit publish as many times as you want. You can edit it. You can hit publish and then keep editing it. This is how you are continually updating your website. So let's hit publish. And let's say we're going to have Miss. I'm going to title it Miss Fishman 2018-2019. You can pick, this is kind of cool that you can pick your web address, so you can make it really easy. You don't have to have www.///JK. You can just have straight up what you need. I'm going to hit publish. So this is really cool. Your site has been published successfully. Now you can hit view and you can see what the kids and what other people are going to see. It went away, but you can always come up here to the drop down arrow and hit view published site. All right, so here is my site. What I like to do is I like to look at it too to see, like, I do not like how June 19th, June is up top and 19th at the bottom. So I would probably change this. But you can go and just kind of check out how things are, the backgrounds, the post, if things are working. Looks pretty good. Now this is what I usually, going back to here, when I hit this, publish, publish settings, this is the what I hand out to students or I share with them on a Google Doc, and this is what I give out, and that's how they access my site. So this is the site that I'm going to do for next year. I'm going to do a lot more with it over the summer, but I wanted to show you how to create and all the cool different things you can do over here. But I want to show you my site that I have for this year. This is my site for this year. Oh, I must really like that picture. Here is my calendar, which is awesome. You can embed your calendar on here, and it shows up, it updates in real time. As you can see, there's not much going on. Here is a form for a yearbook. We have maps. This, my front page, my home page, I have my calendar and any reminders, but then I have quick views of things that we're doing at the moment in our classes. And then if you go to specific pages, It has more in depth. It has the class notes. It has the map. There's a study guide. These are notes from class. These are notes from class. This is something we watched in class. Here with language arts, same thing. Here's a quiz that we took in class. But I also add a contact me. That has has my email, has a school, has my voicemail, has directions to the school. You can add maps in here, which is great. So I had directions to the theater, to where we're going on Friday, and directions to the school. We also had a robotics competition, and on the map, I added the location of the robotics competition, and that way parents can go on and find the information right there. And then I hit publish. Obviously, every time I update it, I hit publish, and the students don't have to hit anything. It automatically updates even with the link they have. Now we used sites as a project in geography. When we studied Africa, our geography class goes by units. Every unit is a different continent, and unit 5 was Africa. And they had to create a site, which is a way for us to get them more comfortable with using all of the extensions and apps that Google has, because we are a Google-based school. So we tried to embed them here and there in lessons, in projects, in any class that we possibly can. They had to do an African country profile project. In class, we had this document pulled up, but the student and the URL was blank. And we had this on our classroom page, and we pulled popsicle sticks with the student number, and they got to pick what country they wanted to sign up for based off of when we picked their popsicle stick. So they just signed their name next to the country, and then a couple days later, when we gave them class time, they started creating their site, and they added up here. They added their URL here. So this is what we shared with them on the classroom page. It had the project description, had the project requirements, and the project timeline. What was new and different and actually worked out for the better with this project was, instead of having a rubric and the description and the timeline all posted to the classroom page, we designated a whole website just to this. So one, the students saw a model essentially of what it should look like. Even though ours says project description, project requirements, project timeline, they essentially are going to have this the same, the title of the website the same, and they're going to have as many pages as the requirements are asking them to do. They needed to have, what was it, 6 pages. So it was really like an exemplar, a model of what their site should look like. As well, it was very clear cut if parents also wanted to help their child with this project. They knew exactly project description. Okay, this is the basis of the project. This is what we're doing it, yada, yada, yada. But most people go right to the project requirements, which is essentially like the rubric. And the timeline is good for the parents to see, because it talks about when we are doing in class and when it's due, and gives them little mini check-ins. My goal as a teacher is next year switch over and use my site more than the classroom page. I think it'll be a little easier for my students to navigate it, even though most of our school uses Google Classroom, and there's nothing wrong with Google Classroom, but most of our school uses Classroom in the classroom. Essentially, I think because I'll have 4 different classrooms going on. It would be beneficial for my students to use a Google site as opposed to Google Classroom and having the different home pages. That way they know they go right to the geography homepage and they can look at the notes as opposed to fishing through the stream and trying to find the notes. Um, that is my goal over the summer, to get motivated to try to use this more than the classroom page. That's not to say that I'll still create a classroom page and just have it as a backup just in case I fall into old ways. But my goal is to really use this more because I think it makes more sense. Kids these days go to websites. They're used to navigating Facebook page, or they're navigating Instagram, or navigating all the other different social media apps and just websites in general, where you're clicking through the pages looking for the information you want, as opposed to going through a stream looking and trying to fish, like wade out all the other things and find the information. And I think this is going to create better habits for them as well, where they're getting more direct about where they need to find what they're looking for. They're going to go to the geography page on my website as opposed to I'm just going to aimlessly scroll until somebody either tells me where I'm supposed to go or I see something resembling what I need. I think it's going to help them be a little more confident, and it's going to create a little bit of continuity where they know where they have to go every time as opposed to just going to the site or just going to the Google Classroom page. So that is my goal for the 2018-2019 school year, and I'm very hopeful that this time next year I can say that I achieved my goal or I was almost there. I hope this was informative. Thanks for listening.